pretty snazzy algorithm where you cut and paste a address out of Google Maps, plonk it in here as a whole complete concatenated address as you do, and this algorithm will separate it into individual cells according to state, postcode, city, thoroughfare type, thoroughfare name, thoroughfare number, unit number, and unit type. Now the first one here, as you can see, this is DHL, I believe, in Melbourne. Ground floor, but I want my number second. For example, factory 2, well, I want floor ground. So I want the unit number always in the second cell. So that's the first one. Let's go ahead a step with another address. Here we've had the word unit put into it, which doesn't exist here in the address. 20, 180, Lonsdale Street, Melbourne, perfect. Next one. Now we've got level 5, same thing again, but it's got the word level. So the word unit, which was put in on the last address, is now being replaced with level because it does have an identifier. Level 5, number 4, Riverside Quay, South Bank. I believe that to be Energy Safe Victoria. No, yeah, Energy Safe Victoria. Now here's a coffee shop somewhere up the coast, and it has the word lane twice in it, in Lane Cove, and also it's a double word here for the city. No problem, handle that beautifully. What else we got? We got another word with 2 words here for this thoroughfare name and the city name, Endeavour Hills. 2 words, no problem, found it, fine. Here we've got F2 put in the front of it. Now it says, oh great, previously it was putting unit, now it's putting factory number 2. So I put F2. Now I've put a separator in there, no problem. Now I'm going to get rid of the slash and just make it factory 2, number 33, James Cook Drive. And that's as far as I went. You know what, there's one more to do. Let's get rid of the gap there. Again, no problem. This algorithm, pardon me, this algorithm has really done a number on all the variations that are possible in Google Maps. It's on another sheet, of course, the algorithm. And it has been broken down from text into numbers and back into text again. I won't go into detail, it's pretty epic. But here's, for example, this one here is going to find out if the first character is a letter or a number. If it's a letter, put number 1. This one here, it's going to find out if the second character is a number or a letter. If it's a number, put number 1. Here's some separator here with some left and right functions and a space in between. This one's right with a length of characters minus 1 character to dump the F off the front, for example. So now I've got 2 options there, and with a gap it's going to choose the one with a if both conditions are met, it will be separating, otherwise it will not be. So that's why it separated it, it's chosen that one from there. And we go down. LibreOffice doesn't have a text split function, but that's no problem because I just used the substitute function to eventually get rid of commas and slashes and whatnot and replace them with these little characters, up arrows. I've got one with commas, one without, and there you go, replace the spaces with up arrow. And once that's been done, then you can get a, for example, a find function which finds those arrows, and you can identify which arrow at position 1, at position 3 there's an arrow there, position 5 there's an arrow there. Now I've separated everything into its individual cells, and from there I've got lots and lots of filters and things. It gets pretty tricky here, but everything's broken down into zeros and ones, and zeros and ones means that you can there's an if function, right, for example, but there's others here. There's ones here, that's nothing. It's just got nothing in it, hasn't it? It's just filler, like that. Don't need them. Now let's, there's a look up there. What else? There's some more if functions. We've got a sum here, I believe. I used sum extensively, as you can see, because once things are broken down into numbers, like in the example previously, you can use it to do your sorting for you instead of writing convoluted formulas. See, if both of those are 1 Yeah, where is it? In this formula here. If the sum of these equals 2, well, we know we want a gap because both conditions are met. I want to know about that. And we get what we want. So the whole thing is done like that. This one here is just taking up a lot of space, but it doesn't do much. It's because LibreOffice doesn't have a row function that can do multiples and multiples of rows as in Excel, but who cares? It's just extra cells, whatever. Plenty of space in a spreadsheet for that on an algorithm page, not on your dashboard. So there we are. This is a number stripper. Separates text from numbers, for example. So you get an, for example, oh yeah, there's another example. Why? Let's put 10th floor, for example. All right, we say 10th floor, but we say floor 10. We've got to dump the TH on the end, for example. So there you go. There's another example of what it can do, and pretty fancy stuff. Now the reason for that is because there's a lot of different entities in my field and probably your field, whatever field you're in or industry you're in. I've got to deal with distributors, electrical retailers, a clean energy regulator. I've got to deal with Energy Safe Victoria. I've got to deal with the Clean Energy Council and a whole bunch of others I can't think of right now. So, and they all have their own portals and policies and forms and whatnot. So I'm developing this dashboard to smash all forms all in one hit. So obviously the address will be autofill across the board. This one is to autofill into the actual Clean Energy Regulator documentation, which separates everything into this format here, as by the headers above. And that there is one hell of an algorithm. And there's a lot of videos out there on how to use various functions individually, but no one's really putting together a massive algorithm using multitudes of tables and formulas. So this is a good example of that, and I'll continue with my series on building this DIY ECRM. See you later.